Welcome to the Geobreeze Travel Podcast, a show for anyone wanting to level up their travel hacking lifestyle. I'm your host, Julia Menez. I'm a travel hacker, coach, speaker, Filipino-American ENTJ who loves solid travel gear and using shortcuts on spreadsheets. On this show, I'm on a mission to bring you travel hackers from all walks of life to help you level up your travel hacking game. We dive into credit cards, miles, points, strategy, mindset, and the secrets behind how to travel the world for next to no cost. So, let's get hacking. Hello, travel hackers! If you had to picture your dream life, it probably would involve a lot of first-class flights and maybe even some private jets. You would be living it up in five-star resorts in beautiful, exotic locations all day, every day. And of course, all of this would be paid for with your passion projects as well as the passive income from your very successful portfolio of businesses. If this sounds too much like a dream, today we're going to go over a couple of ways to make that a reality. Our featured guest is Colin Yurcisin, who lives that life I just described. We go over how Colin went from being scammed and in $50,000 worth of debt less than 2 years ago, and now he's sustaining a life of luxury with his Instagram and Amazon automation. Oh, and there's also the story of how he ended up getting paid to fly on a private jet while escaping a hurricane. Enjoy! Hey, Colin, welcome to the Geobreeze Travel Podcast. I am so excited to have you here today.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here myself.
So, whenever anybody thinks of their travel hacking dream life, they're probably thinking first-class flights all the time, staying in luxury hotel suites all over the world, and this is just the life that you are living day in and day out, it seems like, right? According to everything that I'm seeing on your Instagram.
Yeah, it is true. I'm sitting here at the Cosmopolitan right now, actually in Las Vegas. I'm in a suite that was upgraded, so it is actually my real life. It's been pretty cool. I've been doing this for the past year now. So I've literally been living on the road for a year, travel hacking, taking flights and traveling all around the world, staying in awesome hotels.
And that year or year and a half is all that you've been doing for travel hacking, right? Like you went from 0 to 120 in a year and a half?
Yeah, pretty much. So I actually was working a corporate job, daydreaming about traveling all the time. I love to travel. I traveled a lot in college. I went to the University of Arizona. So I was like, I'm from New Jersey originally. So, going all the way from New Jersey to the West Coast, visiting California, living in Barcelona for a semester during the summer, like it opened my eyes to travel. And then I was stuck at a job, really not having the opportunity to get out much besides like the weekends. And, you really can't do a long trip. So my dream was to quit my job, make money on the internet, and be able to travel full time. And I just really worked hard at it and believed in my dreams and, that I could do it. And, now I'm doing it full time. So yeah, it happened all within a year.
That is absolutely incredible. Walk us through that a little bit. How did you go from, okay, you're sitting in a job that you don't like, and then you conceptualize credit class when you start learning about travel hacking, and now you are 24 with an Amazon store and so many different ventures going on?
Yeah. So it's crazy because it's a long story. I mean, my journey's just been so up and down the past year and a half, but I was sitting at my job. I wanted to make money online, and I knew that I had, the internet as my tool to get there. That was my vehicle. So I knew that if I could grow a personal brand, because I studied everyone on Instagram. I knew, like, I was in college. I'm very social. I'm a good person to be around. I'm very high energy. So I was like, if I could just do this in person, why can't I do this on the internet? So I was like, I can just take this full online. So I jumped in online, created my personal brand, invested into it, gained a lot of followers from Instagram growth. So I had that platform now to speak on. So people started trusting me because I had credibility with all the followers I had. I had like 30,000 followers. So I started making money by getting other people followers too. And then I invested into a business venture with the money I was earning that ended up being a scam. So I was out like $20,000 when I quit my job. I was like 50K in debt when I quit my job. So I had no income and I was 50 grand in debt. But I already made the jump in entrepreneurship and there was no going back. So from that horrible thing that happened, I flipped that negative into a positive because I learned how to repair my credit when that happened to me. So I had a lot of negatives on my credit report from not being able to pay off all this debt. And I was able to move some things around, remove a lot of the collections and the charge-offs. And I boosted my score to like a 750. And that's when I really was like, holy crap, I just learned I could do all that by myself. What if I can do this for other people as well? So then I started coaching people through Instagram on credit repair, building their cards, building their history, what the FICO score is, how to reverse your score. So yeah, basically just like that one scam led me into credit, which then I figured out that with credit cards, I could travel free, get sign up bonuses, which then led to me, hopping on flights, getting more cool content. And then literally my dreams became a reality from that crazy bad thing that happened.
Can you tell us more about the scam of what people should avoid? How do people avoid falling into these things? Because there are so many people who are sitting at jobs that they don't like, and they're like, this looks like a quick way out.
Yeah,
How to avoid
absolutely.
falling?
Absolutely. That's a great question. No one really even asked that. So basically, stop thinking that everyone has your best interests in mind. People don't give a crap. They just want your money. A lot of people, it's horrible truth, but there's not a lot. There's many, many bad people out there, and there's only so many good people out there. So for me, I'm sitting at my job. I took out a loan, a personal loan with my job because I was making like 40 grand a year. So I could borrow money. I had decent credit at the time. I was making 40K a year. So a lender lent me $20,000 at like 9% interest, which is horrible. I was just so eager to invest in something. So I got the 20K and I literally DM'd a couple people on Instagram that looked like they were living a great life. They were doing, this one guy in particular was doing Shopify. I met him in person. He actually lived in the place I lived at the time. And I literally didn't even sign a contract, or I did sign a contract, but I didn't have a business attorney look over it. I didn't ask for any client results. I was just so hyped up to jump into this life of, entrepreneurship, making money passively. I didn't investigate. So really ask questions. Do not assume things. Never assume. One of the things I say all the time in the 4 Agreements, one of my favorite books, be impeccable with your word. Do not assume. Do not take things personally, and always do your best. The third rule is literally do not assume. So stop just assuming things are going to work out without asking questions. So I didn't do my research. I didn't do my due diligence. I didn't have a business attorney. I gave him 20K in cash, didn't even use credit, so it couldn't be tracked. And I was scammed. So I learned that right away. And, it was a blessing in disguise. Now I know I vet every single business partner. I vet every single deal. I have attorneys. I have lawyers. I have contracts. So, I learned that very early on. And at the time, that literally felt like my life was ruined. I would have to go get back and get a job and look like an idiot. But, for me, that was something that needed to happen early on, and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, learning to do your due diligence is so, so important for everybody who's like, I saw this guy on Instagram or this girl and she looks like she's living the life. I'm just going to pay a gazillion dollars into whatever they're selling. And then suddenly you signed a piece of paper that means absolutely nothing. So that is such great advice. Do your due diligence. Don't just like fall for pretty pictures on Instagram. Have a conversation with a person. Vet if they're a legit person with a legit business. Such good advice. All right. So from there, can you walk us through how did you go from you were scammed and then suddenly you're teaching people credit class? How did you go from expanding that into your Amazon automation store? Or was that the next step in your entrepreneurial venture, or was there something else before Amazon?
Yeah. So basically, I started scaling my credit lines. I got a ton of credit cards. I'm dealing with hundreds of $1,000s in capital from the banks that are trusting me. So I had a lot of money to play with. So I started taking risks with other people's money. And I learned early on that you want to take low risk investments with your own liquidity, your own capital, so your cash that you have. And then you want to take higher risk investments and risks with the bank's money, because you have things like 0% interest. You can do balance transfers. You can bankrupt the company once it's no personal guarantee. So I jumped in. I got my own Amazon automation store. And actually, I leveraged my brand to partner up with this guy, and he gave me a store for very, very discounted. So people charge, I have my own company now, but at the time I was pretty much gifted an Amazon store to market the store because I was selling so much credit class. I had 250 students like that in like 7 months. So, I was very skilled in marketing myself and branding myself and getting people to, trust me and, do the things that I was doing. So basically, I was gifted a store. My store that I had with him grew. And from that, I got him, I grew his business with him. I got him around like 15 clients. And then, after my opportunity kind of ran out in that area, I transferred my store over to my own team that I found, hired a team out in Bangladesh, and now I run my own company for Amazon automation. I have my own store. Actually, I have 2 stores. I have an FBA store, a dropshipping store. And then my team manages over 47 clients right now. We actually just onboarded our 48 today. So, now I make money off all those stores. And it's really like, it's just whatever vehicle you go down, if you're open to opportunity and you're always adapting and learning, you're always going to find more things that are always going to make you more income. So you just have to be, you can't be one-sided. You have to be very well versed and, just always be open to opportunity, because you'll never know what is going to make you the most amount of money or, give you the most amount of freedom. You might find new passions. Just always be open.
So for people who aren't as familiar with Amazon automation, can you explain to us a little bit what is FBA and what is dropshipping?
Yeah, so Amazon automation is when you are so there's two different ways. FBA is wholesale. So that's when you're buying products in bulk from a supplier. For me, I do protein powder. So we're getting, let's say, $30,000 worth of protein powder, and we're putting it into our warehouse. We're checking the items, we're labeling them, and then we're sending them to Amazon. And then Amazon, once Amazon has it, they fulfill everything. So it's FBA. And the reason why people do that is because you get bigger profit margins because you're buying in so much bulk. So that's great, but you need a lot of capital. I put in a $30,000 order. So if you have credit, like business credit, you can put that on an Amex Business Platinum. You get 1.5 times points on the 30K, and it's all backed by the bank. So you're protected. So that's FBA. We actually automate that whole entire process for our clients. So if you have a lot of capital, you're looking for a stream of income that's passive, you can join FBA automation. And if you have big credit lines, that's going to be amazing for you because you're going to get those big profit margins. Automation on the drop shipping side, same exact thing, except there's no bulk order risk. You're only buying products once they're ordered by the customer. So if a customer buys your product off of Amazon, we'll then go on Walmart and then ship that product from Walmart to the customer only after they've bought it. So there's really no risk. And credit is such a beautiful tool to use with this because you're going to have, float time of 0 to 12 months, your interest rates. You're going to have, you're going to have points, you're going to have cash back, you're going to have purchase protection, you have balance transfers if anything happens. So it's really a beautiful thing. You have huge credit lines. You don't have to use any of your own money. So you're literally leveraging the banks to create massive income streams for you.
So when you're drop shipping from Walmart, what keeps somebody from just buying these things from Walmart instead of going on Amazon?
I mean, just as well as me that people are loyal to Amazon. People have Amazon Prime. Like, you're not going on Walmart if you're an Amazon Prime member. You're sticking to that one website. Maybe if you're like a cost saver, like there are those kinds of people. But in the long run, if you look at the statistics, the people that love Amazon, they don't leave Amazon. So they don't really care.
Does Amazon care on their side? Is it against terms of service or anything for you to drop ship from Walmart or Home Depot or any of the other third-party retailers?
So it is in their guidelines, it is frowned upon, but they will suspend your store only if you're being irresponsible. So, if you're not fulfilling your orders in time, if you have bad customer feedback reviews, you will get suspended like that. Amazon doesn't play around. And I believe that the reason why they kind of look the other way when people drop ship on Amazon is because of the high fees that they take. So if you're buying an aged account, all I do is aged. So we only worked with Amazon aged accounts. So let's say you want to become a drop shipping client of mine. We'll go out and we'll source an aged store from someone that has been selling on Amazon for at least a year. And then we'll do a store transfer from his name, and then we'll transfer it into your LLC in your name. And then you already have amazing history, great product reviews, customer feedback, and you're ready to start selling. And the risk of suspension is literally minimal, like 99%. You're not going to get suspended.
Whereas if somebody were to just start their own Amazon store from scratch, much more likely to get suspended if you get one bad review?
I mean, one bad review is not going to end your life, but yes, if you're consistently getting bad reviews and claims, then yes, it will definitely affect you. And that's also why you want to go with a team. Someone's been doing this for a while that has, a portfolio of clients that are already having success. Because we have systems in place and we know what we're doing. So instead of trying to hire VAs yourself or listing products yourself and doing all the customer feedback, you can just leave it all to us and we get it done for you.
I see. So what other business ventures do you have? Because you said the Amazon opportunity kind of ran out and you've expanded your own there, and you are in so many other entrepreneurial ventures as well, correct?
Yeah, I really am. I honestly can't even keep up with half the stuff I do anymore. But as I said before, I'm always open ears to new opportunity. And once you become successful in one industry, People talk, you get referrals, people want to work with you. So things just kind of fall in your lap. Real estate is my newest investment. I just built a brand new home in Philadelphia. It's a 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath. I'm going to have 3 tenants living there. And they're actually going to pay my mortgage down for me. And I get to live in the house as well. And I'll actually cash flow still $600 a month. Besides that, I'm a huge investor in Bitcoin. Bitcoin alone right now on this jump, we're heading into this huge bull run right now. We're at like 13,700 on the day per Bitcoin. So, just that alone, the jumps on, I've invested 50, 60% of my net worth in the Bitcoin. So I'm huge in Bitcoin. I see, a digital future ahead of us very soon. And then I also invest in art recently, appreciating art. I have good friends in Miami that are friends with artists that got me really good deals. And, I'll keep them as assets. Once again, they're appreciating anything that appreciates and that's an asset I'm interested in. If it's a business, I'll buy it. Amazon, I have FBA, I got Dropshipping, Walmart automation. I build my own businesses. I still build people's Instagram profiles for them, on the low. But yeah, I really do everything: credit class, my coaching program, just whatever I love. If I can make money from it, I'm so happy to do it.
And are you making points off of all of these things too as you're investing in real estate and Bitcoin? Is there room to get points and miles from using credit cards on these ventures, or is it mostly more cash flow?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I get points from everything I do. Everything I spend is on a credit card. Every single thing I spend. I even put the down payment on my house. I liquidated a business credit card and I spent the business credit card money on the down payment on my house. I'm not kidding. Like, everything is coming from cards. I'm getting tons of points. Every month I'm earning at least 100,000 points on my Amex and my Chase cards. So yeah, everything's automated with the banks. It's amazing. You keep building those relationships. I'm more in it for the business side now. Travel, like, once you make a lot of money in business, you realize that points are like, they're great, but you can pretty much fund all your traveling with all of your businesses anyway. So points for me, it's just a great, for me, I really gift it to my family, my girlfriend. I've literally been flying her from Spain to Mexico, from here to there. So I use all my points literally for her. So it's amazing. Like, I don't see the money coming out of my business to pay her flights and her hotels. It's literally all from points. So once you have a business, I think you get to do things with those points. That is really amazing. Like, make my girlfriend fly first class for the first time, gift my family a vacation. So that stuff is great. Yeah.
I saw this story on Instagram, but just so everyone knows, how did you and your girlfriend meet? Because I think this is a
Oh,
really great
man.
story.
I tell this story like 6 times a day. But yeah, let's go for it. So 2020 kicked off and I headed to Bali. So Bali was like my dream spot. I wanted to travel, obviously promote, my businesses, do all the travel hacks there because I just got everything locked in. I was ready to go. Get there the first day, and there's this beautiful girl sitting in a bar with her mom. And me and my friends had been drinking a lot. And so I wasn't in the best shape to, make moves or talk, but I went over to her anyway. I was like, "Oh my God, you're beautiful. Can I buy you and your mom a drink?" She said, "Okay, yeah, sure," but was kind of like thrown off by me a little bit. She's Spanish, so she's kind of broken English. I go, I buy her a drink, I come back, and I forgot her mom's drink. So already we're off to a bad start. I asked for her number. She didn't give me her number, but she let me follow her on Instagram. Luckily, I invested a lot into my Instagram and I had my businesses on there. My content was great, had hundreds of thousands of followers. So she was pretty impressed. So like a couple days later, she actually hit me up asking about all the travel stuff I do. What's credit? How am I making money with credit? People in Europe don't understand credit. They don't even really have it. So it's very unfortunate. Long story short, 6 months go by. I didn't even see her. We met on that one day and that was it. I was in Tulum with some buddies of mine. We were promoting one of my businesses and we had this big villa in Tulum and we were, having a good time. It was summer, this past summer. And, I was like, damn, I wish I could fly out a girl. And I actually reached out to Noemi and I was like, "Hey, have you ever been to Tulum?" And she's like, "No, what are you talking about?" I'm like, "Well, do you want to come?" She's like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "No, really, like, I'll fly you out to Tulum." Long story short, her mom took her passport from her because she was so afraid of me because when I met her, I didn't even get her a drink. Horrible first impression. So I basically had to get her mom on a FaceTime, and I had to sell her mom on trusting me. So I actually gave her my credit class course for free. So she went through the entire course, was like, wow, this guy's actually knows what the hell he's talking about, seems very professional. Like, you should go. So the last thing that was the last holdback was I had to fly her friend to Tulum too, because she was too afraid to go alone. And I totally understood that. So I drafted up like these contracts for like, because I told him I just wanted to get content and like hang out. But really, like, I knew that I liked her. I didn't know if she liked me yet. So I kind of pitched it as like a content trip. So basically, she signed the contract, she signed the 1099 agreement, and I bought her and her friend 2 round trip airfare tickets for like a week to Tulum. They got to Tulum. I actually didn't make the move on my girl the first day. And she was like, the second day, she was like, what the hell? Like, what is wrong with you American people? And I was like, what? Like, you actually like me? She's like, yes. Like, what? Are you dumb? So like that, like we hit it off, and I flew her friend home like that Friday, and then she didn't get back on her flight, and then we've been together for like 3 months now.
I love this story. It's an amazing story. And I think the takeaways here for anybody who's like, I would like to date an Ibiza model who looks like Colin's girlfriend, get into travel hacking, open a whole bunch of businesses, build your brand on Instagram, make a course, give it to her mom, all of these things, and you will find success.
It really took a lot of work to get her, to be honest. And like I say, I'm grateful every day, like for my beautiful girlfriend. And like the only way I got her is through the money I was able to make through my businesses. Cause like I had to spend a lot of friggin' money to get her over here. And like it's so amazing because like seeing her, like, you know, she comes from Spain. She wasn't living like a lavish lifestyle. And like I just started doing this. I was 50 grand in debt last year. So like for me to be able to share this experience with someone now is like such a blessing. Like I'm having such a much better time. She's literally seeing America for the first time. Crazy other story. We were in Tulum, obviously, for like, you know, we went to Tulum actually 3 times within a month. And we were going to stay there for like a whole month. And then a hurricane came. My friends called me like, dude, you got to get out of Tulum. So I'm like, holy shit, like all the commercial flights are canceled. So the last thing was like, okay, we could get a private jet home. Like, what do I got to do? So I booked this private jet, $19,000 from Tulum all the way to Miami. And this is her first time ever going to the US, like ever. She wasn't even going to be able to go, but since she was in Mexico for 2 weeks because of the COVID or whatever, if you're in Mexico, you're allowed to go to the US after 2 weeks. So that loophole like allowed her to come. And the craziest part is we flew her on a private jet to her first time into America. And like that was insane. And the funniest part is like I had 4 people at the airport that I met that paid me to get on my jet because theirs got canceled. So I actually made $1,000 flying home on that jet.
That's amazing as well. They only had to pay
$5,000 each
to fly with you
4
on the
people.
private jet.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, so
I net 1,000 because it was 19,000. I made them pay 20 total. Yeah. So yeah, she's been having the best time ever. And, you know, she's super grateful. She's such a good person. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, that's that story. So
nice. So speaking of gratitude and all of the blessings of life and everything, tell us a little bit about your morning routine movement. That's been blowing up.
Yeah. So that's this. I have like, I think I've been through about like 20, not 20, probably like 6 or 7 of these journals. I just get them on Amazon, but every day, if you guys look at my Instagram at Colin Yurcisin, you'll see the video morning routine movement, and it goes over the whole thing. Also have a YouTube video of it, but I write down every day real quick. I'll just give you a breakdown. I write down every morning when I wake up, 10 things I'm grateful for, a love letter to money, my power list, 5 things I got to do for the day, the 4 agreements that I covered earlier from the book by Eric Total. And then I also say 10 out loud affirmations. I meditate for 10 minutes, and I'm trying to change everyone's lives with this, because when I was 50K in debt and I just left my job, I literally like, it was all or nothing, and my back was against the wall and it was all on me, and I had to see what I was really made of. So in order to not fail, I had to hold myself accountable every day to make sure I was doing everything possible to get out of debt, make money online, and live out my dreams. The only way to do it was to write things down. So I bought like 3 whiteboards in my room. And then when I started traveling, obviously I couldn't bring whiteboards with me. So then I transferred it all to this notebook, and then it's really just evolved from there.
And do you make people in your credit class do this as well? As this part of the credit class curriculum? As you do them
in my coaching program? Yes, I literally make them adopt a morning routine. That's my high ticket program. For credit class, I don't go over it, but everyone's in this Telegram chat. There's like 250 of us in there, And like they are, it honestly, like it kind of just, it's like contagious. It just rubs off on people from me doing it. I post it every day. I repost people doing it. People see success with it. Then people want to try it. Then they love it. It just spreads. It's like, it's literally like, it just spreads.
And is your high-end coaching program more so for the business entrepreneurial side, or is that credit
Um,
class
I, I mean,
5.0?
it really is like, it's for business for sure. You get a lot, you get everything. You get everything I've done to make myself what I am today. And I literally put so much time and effort into creating this amazing 6 week program that goes into, I can just break down the weeks. So it's like week one, we go over mindset transformation, how I did what I did in this short amount of time, like full transparency, not trying to brag or anything, like what it takes to get to this level in the amount of time that I did it. And then it goes into mindset transformation, all that stuff. Next week is building a business, getting your business set up in the correct way. Looking at, getting an attorney right away, getting your accountant set up. I give you my entire professional network. They've all agreed to help out every single one of my clients in this program. So you're getting people that are the top in their space. I hired the top people to be on my team. And now you're also getting insight into them too. And to find lawyers, attorneys, accountants, people that are going to be able to stick with you for life is very hard. You'll probably go through 5 accountants before you find one that's not screwing you or actually knows what they're doing. So for me to just, give you all that, that's literally saving years and money off your back. Then after that, we create that LLC, we fund your business. So we fund your business anywhere from $30,000 to $100,000 in business credit at 0% through all of our banks and our relationships with all of our business partners. So that takes about 2 weeks. Once we get your funding, we implement strategies and we create action plans on what to do with that money we just got you. So if you have 100K, what do you want to make for active income? Week four is active income. What kind of active income do you want? Do you want to work on your passion for a living? Do you want to build a brand like I did and, incorporate a course into that brand and sell that to your clients and your people? Do you want to build a brick and mortar store? And then we move into, okay, you have your active income, passive income. Do you want Amazon automation? Do you want rental income? Are you interested in Airbnb? Do you want to buy and hold watches and resell them? I have like 10 different things we go over. Number 6 is really just finalize action plan. Okay, what did you learn over the 6 weeks? What do you want to keep working on? What do you have to improve on? Are you going to be able to take the things we did in the 6 weeks and continue it for the rest of your life? And really just finalizing, everything and making sure that you're on a clear path.
Excellent. So when I think you said it was module 2 is starting your business, it's not all start your Amazon automation business. It's pretty much
we're starting. Yes, exactly. We're starting an LLC or maybe a partnership. We're actually starting a brand new business. We're getting an EIN number. We're getting an LLC. We get a registered agent or an address if you need that. And we get you hooked up with my accountant, all of that stuff. So we're literally starting a business from scratch. Or if you already have one, we could work on that one, that you already have.
Sounds good. And then, so that's your high-end one. And then your intro class is the credit class. So for somebody who might be interested in that, what's the range of I am ready for credit class up to I am too ready for credit class and I don't need credit class anymore? What's kind of that target market?
Yeah. So basically, credit class, a lot of my members in credit class are now trying to move into the coaching. Because they've literally conquered credit class, they've gotten all the value they can out of it, and they're crushing it. People are literally, I post on Instagram all the time. This kid just bought a brand new Porsche 911. He got it financed through his credit, got his credit repaired, built his personal file up, got a big line of credit, got a loan. Like people are just doing insane things. I have a kid who bought an M4. Not even that, starting brand new businesses, getting Amazon stores, getting a home. So people are crushing it. And now it's like, okay, Colin, what's the next step, dude? How do we get on your level? How do we get how do I build a full business? How do I automate income streams? How do I get mailbox money? So really, it's just like the next step. Target market, I would say get in credit class if you're like at a job, you want to start learning how to travel more. You want to learn the power of credit. And then once you've taken credit class, or maybe you already understand everything that's in credit class, you get the credit system, you have a good personal credit. I'm looking for people that have like a 700 to a 750 credit score, that are doing well already in something, that have a good mindset. They're already on that winning mentality. They just want to take it to the next step, and you're ready to invest 5 figures in yourself to see a 10x return on that. Because if you can't invest 5 figures in yourself, you're not going to make 6 figures. You might not even make 5 figures. You have to be able to be willing to put money out there to get more money back in return.
And does the credit class mostly for an American market or American market
So
plus Spanish moms? Or how does this work?
besides her, she's an outlier. But basically, I do have some Canadians and UK. I give it to them half off, so $500, just because they want to learn to travel, they want to network. But really, credit class is geared towards America because really we're the only ones that have the credit system we have. So yes, US people are my prominent clients.
So have you gotten your girlfriend into travel hacking, or she can't because she's a
Yeah,
Spanish
I'm
citizen
telling
rather
you,
than
like, we are
US?
so blessed to live in America. Like, you have no idea what they have to deal with their banking system and their lack of credit. They have no benefits. They have nothing. So no, I mean, she's learned. She knows everything. She knows how I do everything. She does it. She's really not able to implement it herself. I can set her up a business. I can get her business credit, on an ITIN number. But right now, she's just turned 23. Like, she's working her little side business and she's traveling with me. So when she wants it, if she's like eager, I'm not going to go to people and make them do something. Like my sisters, one just turned 18. If she asks me, Colin, can we do credit? Absolutely, I'll help you. She hasn't asked me yet. So like, I learned from the start, like, you can't help people unless they want help. So, that's my take on it.
It's so true. And it's so frustrating too for people who understand how credit works, where you see a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old and you're just thinking, oh, let me help you.
Yep.
You could have so much credit and so much free travel and everything by the time you're
19.
22
I
or
got a
something
kid
like
in
that.
credit
But
class who joined at 17. I actually have two kids now that joined at 17. One of them joined like a month before his birthday, got the whole plan, got on a call with me, took like insane notes. For the next 9 months, he followed my credit guide, like my 1 through 5 guide. He's already got 4 personal cards with Chase.
Mhm.
The kid's crushing it. He just turned 19. It's been 1 year. He's about to move into business credit. So like, it's all about how bad you want it.
Do you have a favorite redemption that you've ever used your points and miles
Yep.
for, or just favorite trip ever? Was it flying
No,
out of Mexico, or
Dubai.
was it something else?
So when I went from Bali to Dubai, I did my first transfer partner flight. There was actually a promotion going on for what is it called? What's Dubai's airline? Emirates. Yep. So I
Emirates?
transferred, I believe, from Amex to Emirates, and I got like more bang for my buck for my points. And it was insane. I took a $4,500 flight for, I think it was 70,000 points plus $200 or something like that. Saved like 3 grand, flew business on Emirates, sat next to, you can look at my Instagram. There's a picture of it. I was so happy on that flight just because like, I'm a kid in the candy store whenever it comes to hotels, flights, whatever. Like, that's my true passion. Like tomorrow, like when we're going to Detroit in 2 days, like I am not a fan of the cold. I'm just excited to head to the airport, hit the lounge, sit first class. Like that's my thing. So like this flight, I sat next to this like grandma, who's like 75 years old, owned like a winery. And I just had like the most amazing conversations with her like all night. Like we flew overnight. I'm eating like this insane like pasta meal. I had like fish, some wine. It was just incredible flight, great experience, and saved a ton of money using my Amex points.
Where did
Oh
you stay
man,
when you were in Dubai?
stayed at 3 top hotels. I stayed at the JW Marriott, tallest hotel in the world. That one was really sick. I had a butler. It was upgraded, of course. I actually used my MMP rate, so I get it like 50% off, 80% off. I stayed at the Westin, right before the Palm, Jeremiah. So it's like overlooking the Palm. That one was really cool. That was like a beach club type deal. And then where else? There was one more hotel. I think I stayed at a Hilton too. So yeah, all great. I only stayed 3 nights in Dubai. I was there for like 72 hours.
Or
I
you
had to
stayed at
try
three
them all.
hotels in 72 hours? Tell me more about this butler. Like, what does the butler do? Do they bring you foods with like lid that they
Yeah,
like
so they
unveil your
they
meal for
are,
you, or what
on
does the butler
demand
do?
for whatever you want them for. For me, I really only used them to film him for content. I had him come up and like show me, like there's this big panel that you get to like wind up your drapes and like play music and whatever you want. Like it literally controls the whole room. So I didn't know how to use it. So I had him come up. He showed me around that. He gave me some water. They'll go shopping for you. They will bring you, your room service. They get your laundry. They'll iron your stuff, like whatever you want. But, I was there for one night, but the butler just came with the room. So
do most people have them take the Instagram photos for them? Be like, you're going to be my Instagram boyfriend now as you take
that's
photos
a
of me
great
in this
idea. I honestly
gorgeous
should have
room.
done that because I definitely did not get enough pictures because I was alone. So next time I'll have the butler take the photos of me and my girlfriend.
That's awesome. Okay, I have 2 more questions for you. So for anybody who's in travel hacking and wants to level up their travel hacking lifestyle, what would be your best one-liner piece of advice for listeners?
It's funny because I have a whole course on this, but I got to create it in one line. Jesus, don't be nervous. Don't be afraid to jump in. Like so many people are like just so afraid to like get started in credit and like redemption and like transfer partners and like you really just gotta just jump in. Like for transfer partners, for me, there was no way to like find the best method besides me just doing my research and actually just taking action on it. So I just came up with like my own little method of, in the beginning and just don't be afraid and just try. And the best way to learn is through trial and error. So, just do your own research and try. And then if you want to invest and, find the answers faster, invest in someone's travel course.
Nice. Great advice. And speaking of great advice, can you nominate a travel hacking friend, somebody who maybe taught you some pretty cool tricks in travel hacking, or somebody who was a star graduate of credit class that you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, I would like to nominate my good friend. His name is also Colin Heaney. He is also, I believe, still living out of hotels right now. It's funny. His name's Colin, and now he's doing exactly what I do. I think he's still living out of hotels. I see him every day. We talk. He joined my credit class. This kid's a freaking beast. He quit his job, did the same exact stuff, started like 3 businesses. Now he's traveling full time for a living. He's built 5 online businesses. He does marketing, Amazon. He's a high school dropout. Kid, it literally changed his life in a year. So go interview him. He's doing the same stuff. He knows everything I know.
Fantastic. I will definitely reach out to the other Colin. Colin 2.0
just call him. He even has Colin with 1 L too. So it's not because most Collins have 2 L's, but it's the same way as me. Just call him Colin 2.
Okay. I will definitely do that when I put him in the show notes. This is Colin 2. You will find Colin 1 in episode number.
Exactly.
Episode number you're assigned to. Well, thank you so much for all of your time today. I had such a great time. This was so enlightening. It was so great getting to hear.
Anytime. I had a blast too, and I hope you guys get some value out of that. If you guys have any questions for real, shoot me a DM. I'm happy to say what's up, answer any of your questions for you guys. If you want to learn more about credit class, if you want to learn more about coaching, Amazon, whatever, reach out to me and I'll get back to you. My Instagram is Colin Yurcisin.
Sounds good. And I will put that in the show notes as well, just so we don't have to spell everything out.
Perfect.
While everybody's writing it down with pencil.
Thank you, Julia.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Geobreeze Travel Podcast. If you want in on the mission of spreading the joys of the travel hacking lifestyle, it would mean the world to me if you could subscribe to this podcast, leave a 5-star review, and share it with a friend. Additionally, if any of the cards mentioned on today's call piqued your interest, please use the links in the show notes to apply or learn more about any of the cards. And if you would like some personalized help with your travel hacking strategy, I do offer coaching services at a very affordable rate, starting with a free 30-minute call. Just pick a time that works for you at calendly.com/geobreeze, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care and happy travels.